everyone doing? It's officially Thursday, which means ya mero terminamos la semana, but not yet, okay? We still got a little bit to pull through, so keep going, keep going. But today is the day that we meet Maritza. Y estoy emocionada porque honestamente no la conozco. Like, we met, what was it, like 20 minutes or so?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like 20 minutes or so on Janie's podcast, which is live now, right?
So
Girl,
it's
get
about
up
to
again.
launch.
Oh, it's
She
up.
did, yeah.
Okay,
so
okay.
she has certain clips on there.
Okay.
But she's about to do the launch. I think she sent you the invite too.
Oh, yeah. The official launch. Yeah, but you
Yes.
can go check it out on YouTube now because
Yes.
it's up. So you can start checking that out. So shout out to Janie for this because I am really excited to get to know you. And honestly, today's theme is networking. So it's N for networking on Thursdays. And one of the things that I love talking about on the show is like, how do people meet? You know, why do I like meeting people and whatnot? And this is a really good way of showing it because we're gonna get to know each other today.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited. So lo que salga, you know, voy a decir que se queda aquí, pero pues
Raw and unfiltered. It's live.
Yeah, it's live. You know, guys, we're here at Radio Metroplex, live in Arlington, Texas, and we get down and real here with the CEO diva. That's me. This is your girl Mirna. Y Maritza, I like. Okay, how about we start with a general, like, what is it that you do, and then we'll get into like your backstory. How about
Okay.
that?
So I am Maritza Chavarria. I am a insurance agent by trade, a motivational mogul, so to speak, by, life, I guess. Me encanta motivate people. Me encanta connect. Hence why we met. It's because, like you said, Janie, I've known her 20 plus years. And,
it's crazy. They look like they're in their 20s. Like Janie también, she's like, I am 60 something. Girl, get out of
I'm going
here.
to be 46 this year.
No, there's just...
Sí.
No entiendo. Like, y'all look better than me, girl. Like, I'm
No,
like barely
estás
walking
hermosa.
in.
Tienes una piel bien radiante.
Oh, thank
It's
you.
very
You're so
pretty.
sweet.
No,
I tried.
I'm honest. Jenny would tell you, this girl, watch her because her mouth sometimes can, be
So
raw.
this is the perfect show for her.
Exactly. So I mean, I'm a mom. I love my daughter. She, people ask, I yell sister. She's like, what? That's my mom. And it's interesting. She's everything. She's my light. She's the reason why I'm still here. I don't know what life would have been without her. She's my miracle. I was challenged. She's the one I could have, and I'm blessed.
Yeah.
So, and I'm a connector,
I love this. Oh my God. I'm already like, check. Like, okay, there's a lot of things that you're saying that I can totally relate with. So, oh man, this is good, guys. Okay. Y apenas empezó, eh? Okay, so let's dive into your upbringing, your story, because I know you have one. And I mean, even hearing you like where you're at right now is very powerful. So, like, I don't know how raw you want to get into your story,
it's
but
okay.
let's do it.
People need to know who they're dealing with, whether you're conducting business with me, you're connecting with me in a personal business level, whichever level, people need to know. They need to be aware of who they're doing business with. I'm an open book. I actually recently got approached by Voyage Dallas Magazine to do that article. And at the end, they're like, what's something that would surprise them? Well, I don't really know. I'm an open book. Nobody's going to tell you something in the sense of, oh, I didn't know that. I tried to keep it open. So Maritza is a small town girl. I was actually born in Brooklyn, New York.
I know, right?
Brooklyn.
Is that the accent? Is that where the accent's from?
It's a mix of things because I was born in Brooklyn. When I was 6, we moved to Puerto Rico, and that's when I learned to speak Spanish because I did not know how to speak Spanish till I was 7.
Did they get on to you?
Oh my God, yes. Puerto Rico back at that time. So Puerto Rico has always been great as far as like catering to people, welcoming people, but they're very zealous with their own. They're very different. And growing up, and we saw that recently. You know, I'm a pageant girl. So 2019, Madison Anderson, she's a Puerto Rican descent, and she wasn't living in Puerto Rico, and that's why people were like, "No, ella no es boricua." Like, no, ser boricua se lleva en la sangre. That was her thing. So that goes back to me into growing up in Puerto Rico, moving there in '86. I was a gringa. Tú no eres puertorriqueña, you know, and granted, I identify as Puerto Rican, but in my background, my blood, I have Portuguese, Italian, Scottish, Spaniard, Nigerian, you name it.
The whole thing. I know. I think we like touched on that topic because I took a DNA ancestry, and I was like, well, my family's been around. But I get it. I get it. So it's a little bit of everything. But isn't it beautiful, like what God creates? Like todo lo que combina y mira.
Somos a human being. At the end of it all, I'm not better than anyone. No one's better than me. In God's eyes, we're equally His. So but going back to you said a little bit, I grew up in Puerto Rico from the age of 6 to 15, 16. My mom had me in beauty pageants and so on and so forth.
It's because you're a beautiful girl. I would have made you too. If I was your mom, I was like, no, you're going to get into these
Qué linda. Do you have kids?
I do have kids. I have a 18-year-old and a 10-year-old.
Oh, you're telling us you don't look like you have an 18-year-old. Are they boys or girls?
No, they're both girls. Yeah.
See,
Fun fact, my husband quería una casa llena de mujeres when we were friends, right? And I was like, okay, I'm going to give you exactly that. Hasta la perrita is there.
My house is all girls too.
Yeah, okay, so you know the vibe, right? So pobrecito
exactly,
but he's okay, it's okay. And then what happened? So you were in the pageant?
So I did that. You're fine. So I did that. Then in '96, right after my pageant, my mom decided that we were going to move back to the States. We always visited back and forth New York, you know, holidays, different times because my family is all over. But in '96, we moved to Nashville, Tennessee. She had gotten a job there.
From Puerto Rico to Nashville?
De Puerto Rico a Nashville. So imagine the culture shock because even though I was born in Brooklyn, you know, my first language that I spoke was English. And moving there after being in elementary school, middle school, into high school in Puerto Rico, and just making Spanish my primary at that point, it was like a culture shock because back in that time there was a lot of racism. It was. I went to Glencliff High School in Aniak, and it was like, you know, people didn't, you know or understand what it was like. You know, whites thought I was black, blacks thought I was white. That crazy. And I was like, no, I'm Puerto Rican. And they're like, some of them was like, what's
no, that's how bad it was. So, like they weren't even familiarized with that. So, and it's like you couldn't even use your New York out there because that was definitely not gonna work.
Exactly, they don't even relate to that.
Why would your mom do you like that?
It was a good step, and you know what? I wouldn't change anything.
Really,
I would not because every single hit that I took in life, every single roadblock has gotten me to sit here with you today. And, you know, I was humbly honored when you invited me because when I met you, I thought, oh my gosh, she's amazing. This is a great girl right here, you know? So no, I'm honest. I am. People will tell you, you know, she tells it like it is. I'm not afraid of telling someone, oh, we could work with this or we could work with that because, you know, I see the potential, right? So, but anyway, so we lived in Tennessee from '96 to '99. We moved to Florida in '99. And that was a different experience. We lived in Florida. That's where I met my ex, my daughter's father.
So much sazon. Like from all over. Like New York, Puerto Rico, Nashville, and then like now you're
Florida,
in Florida.
And then in Florida,
did you feel like it was like more your people though?
So yes, it was more. Definitely. Moving from Tennessee to Florida era un alivio. Yeah, it really was. I can see that. It was an alivio because it was like, ay, yeah, finalmente. But at the same time, even though it's your own people, quote unquote, per se, the opportunity for growth or something different, it really wasn't. Not at that time. Not for me. I knew what my vision in life was. I mean, originally back when I was in school, I wanted to be a doctor. And I was going to go move forward in life and be a doctor, Vanderbilt in Tennessee and all of that stuff. But life happens and I don't regret it. I won't change it. I won't because I am who I am today. But with that being said, we were there, met my ex, had my daughter. She was born in Florida, but she'll argue everyone that she is a Texan. She's Texan.
Really? I love her
She's
already.
a Texan. Yeah.
She's
Um,
like, there ain't no Florida up in here.
yeah.
It's puro Texas.
See,
Okay,
so
okay.
she's a Texan. We moved here when she was 1.5. It
Oh
was
yeah.
2002. And so Texas felt like this is where I belong. This was home. This is everything. I have seen myself grow. I've, met originally when I met Janie, she did the loan for my first house. Then time evolved. Then second time around, she did she was my realtor. She did the house hunting for this house that I've had now 10.5 years. So, and it's just me and my daughter. I just rolled up my sleeves and work. People look at me and they're like, Maritza, tú estás like so out there, eres tan grande or whatever. No, I'm not. I'm just a small town girl who watched her mom work hard, who dedicated herself, to life. And
Yeah.
with that, it was like my sister, my older sister Vanessa. If you're watching this, I love you.
Shout out to you, girl.
Yes, she was my second mom. My
Mm.
mom had to work, so she took care of me. I remember every morning getting ready for school in Puerto Rico and whatnot. Um, and it's everything in a nutshell. It's
I
that.
love
It's
that. Well, so like it's just been you and your daughter. Like it's
17 years now.
that's just. I mean, but okay, te entiendo. Things happen, whatnot, and then we kind of because like I remember being in that situation for a short moment.
Mm.
Um, I'm glad I didn't give up, but like you're so beautiful. Y tienes una personalidad tan
Ay.
hermosa. Like I'm shocked that you're like not taken, not married, or like forced into marriage or
Yeah.
anything right now at this point. Because girl, I would have been like, let me put this ring on you right now. I'm not
Ay,
letting
qué
you
linda.
stay single. Like
Yeah.
17 years. I just
Yeah. So,
can't get
I
it.
mean, yeah, I have dated. I have
Yeah.
dated, but I'm very particular when it comes to dating. I am very rooted in the fact that you date to investigate if y'all are evenly
Mm.
yoked. I don't believe in, oh, because there's a certain attraction physically, or because you could do this or that for me, or, you know, what I can do for you, we should be
Yeah.
together. No, it's got to be rooted. It has to be, evenly yoked. And a lot of people don't see it the same way. Gosh, one time I remember being in a date and the guy looked at me and he says, you're so strong that you come across like a man yourself.
Oh yeah.
I was taken back. I'm like, what? So
You're
yeah,
in your
because
masculine energy,
well,
probably, right?
yeah, well, what he said, it's you're very feminine, you're very beautiful, but you're a head yourself.
Yeah.
You're a head of a household, like And I told him, I said, don't let that fool you because I understand the headship process.
Right, 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 right.
Headship to God, to man is God, is Jesus, but to female is a man. But we're the only ones that get to pick who. You
Yeah.
know, man, your head is Jesus Christ, but us, we get to pick you because you're representing us.
Yeah.
But don't forget we're your neck. And make
Well,
that
you
head
know what?
rotate.
This is a perfect time for us to start diving into the Myrna method, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is really good stuff, Marissa. So let's get into mindset, guys. Porque this is a mindset thing. And where I love this is that there's a lot of women that first of all, let's say this man felt intimidated. That's clearly right. Pero voy a decir que a lot of us women that have gone through things, we are in our masculine energy because
Mm-hmm.
it takes a man to help us get down back to our feminine and our
Yeah.
flow. And I think that a lot of men don't understand that they think that, oh no, you need to be feminine for me. No, 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 it
No.
don't work like that. And I was grateful enough to learn that with my husband. It took 10 years, little, but I learned. I
Hi.
learned. Yeah, no, girl, this man had patience, but he had to teach me, or I had to learn with him how to get into my feminine energy.
Mhm.
But he earned it, right? Like he allowed me to choose him because, like I like you said, I didn't understand this concept you understand it. And you're like, no, I know my worth. I know what I'm looking for. And I'm gonna look at all these things, and until I check these things off, we're not moving forward, which is amazing porque siento que muchas muchachas ahora en día no se saben dar el valor.
La verdad que no.
And it's
Es
so
triste.
sad. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, like definitely.
Es very
And
triste.
like you said, you understand the way it's supposed to be, the way that God and like intended it to be. Pero a veces porque we get satisfied with just enough or with the bare minimum, y después ahora estamos lidiando with much
Sí.
more. So I really admire, and I'm glad that you spit it out and told us, girl, because that's a secret. Well, it's a secret that a lot of women won't discuss. Like, and I think it's more in the younger generation because it's, I don't know, it's just like, well, like we got to grow together and we got to do this, which is true, that can be possible. But
Mhm.
what if you knew your worth now? What if you took the time for you now and understood, okay, this is what I'm looking for, this is my boundary, this is what I'm not willing to deal with, and then move on from there and be like, okay, this is the checklist that I would love for a man to have.
Mhm.
So let me try to strive to become that woman that man would like to have.
Yeah.
It's just it's a building block. So I love that.
It's
Yeah.
it's turning the checklist into your understanding.
Mm.
I think the reason why a lot of the young girls today, or in general, this younger generations, I'm not going to say they lack because they're very smart in their own ways, but they are into the, oh, let me watch this influencer or let me do this or that. In my humble opinion, an influencer is someone who can stand in a room like we just did, and we mentioned Janie or I mentioned my sister or whatever, and they don't even know, like, their presence is still being talked about in a positive, in a great manner. I don't need to be on here to be able to talk about them and say, how great I feel, like they are, like this is,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Give credit where credit's
yeah.
due.
So exactly. Thank you. So the real influencer is someone that really understands themselves and can take decisions, influence, not because this person is doing that, I need to do it, or because they're buying this, I need to buy it as well. No, it's understanding what you need.
Mhm.
That's why when it comes to my insurance agent side, I say it's understanding the needs.
Right,
So
right, right. And you know what? Where does that leave you? Like, porque dijiste que querías ser doctora y ahora estás in this field. Like, what was that mindset shift for you? Like, where you're like, oh, this is where I need to be. This is where I should be.
So I think it all kind of relates in the sense that it is a passion. It's taking care of people,
Yeah.
because these days people think, oh, insurance is regulated, lo necesitas, you have to have it because the law says, or because you need to have it for the mortgage or whatnot. It's not about that. It's about the caring. That's why I mentioned in my article, it's their security blanket. It's a feature. So same thing with the doctor. I specifically wanted to be an OBGYN, mind you. I
Ah,
wanted to be, I understand God gives that life, but I wanted to be the first one to welcome it. And so it feels the same to
that's
me.
deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels the same to me doing what I do. I get to help people and secure them in what they need or want and all that stuff. So anyway, it relates. But the way everything happened, we moved from Tennessee to Florida. I met my ex, and with that being said, I had my daughter and life shifted. I went in and I was working with Verizon Super Pages at that time. Changes took place. I had met a great individual who was my client as an insurance agent himself. And he said, oh my gosh, you have the spirit to be able to do this. And that's how I ended up in insurance. Like, it's, how does it relate? In my head, it makes logic. I don't know if in yours, but in mine, it makes a lot of logic. It focuses on the care. It's the passion behind it. It's not about how much money you can make with it or whatnot, because it fluctuates. It's about how you really feel and how you connect with others.
And I did read how Verizon, went through their little thing that they went through.
Mhm.
And it was kind of a moment where it's like you got pushed to where you're at. And that was a blessing to you. You were like
Exactly.
so grateful. And most people would be like, no, it's not curse. oh, like this
No.
is life happening to me again, like
Yeah.
dolores de cabeza, but no, you took it as okay. This is
Mhm.
where this is
It,
time.
it, it was, it was at the moment it didn't feel like that. But it was a blessing because it was a pivotal point for me.
Yeah.
It really was in the sense that este, well, I'm gonna say it. I mentioned this is my second house. I almost lost my first house.
Ah,
I almost went foreclosure and I had to end up doing a short sale. So if you're going through that right now, call a realtor first, call Janie, call
call
anybody
Janie, yeah.
first. Yeah. And don't let that happen to you. Get the correct guidance. But it was a whole reset. It was a emotion. It was a feeling. It was okay. Ya tienes que, you know,
Yeah.
encuentra tu espacio, encuentra tu zone, and learn how to do it. Like,
Yeah.
it's
It's definitely a bittersweet moment, but it was a
mhm.
blessing, and I love that.
See, there's so much more to me that girl, an
I know,
hour
that's
would
why
not
I
be
know it's
enough.
not enough. It really isn't. So
Yeah.
I see her jumping around, and I'm like, oh, girl,
Yeah.
but
I'm trying
okay.
to see what fit
No, you're good,
que
you're good.
pongo.
Pero sabes que, okay, so now, dijiste, insurance is not just about money. Like, it became something deeper for you, right?
Mhm.
Like, and that's gonna bring us to our letter I for inspiration.
Yeah.
So, you touched up on it. You're like, it's about helping people, and I can see that because on the show, Girl Get Up Again, you stated, I just want to express to people in more depth, in an understanding way, what insurance is and how it should be applied to their lives. Like, you could care less if they do come with you, they don't, but you just want to make sure that they're educated, they understand the concept. Porque
Mhm.
mucha gente just wants to register and go.
No, y no funciona así because you're exposed. It's really about what really matters to you.
Yeah.
It's understanding what your exposure is, per se you as a business owner. By the way, security company, if you need some right here, hey,
Uh-huh.
we'll call it. It is what it is. It's a great person. But no, en serio, it's about you have a certain level of exposure that it's not talked about. It's not brought up. And until someone says, hey, Mirna, siéntate, take time from your busy schedule and let's look because, you need an umbrella policy perhaps,
Yeah.
make sure you have the extra level of security and all that stuff. So without getting too deep into the whole theme itself, it really is. And people need to understand because you could say, okay, I'm going to sign up and I'm just going to pay this and that's it. But are you wanting to give your money away? Because if
Yeah.
that's the case, you could call me all the time. But seriously,
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you see these people push it, push it, push it, pero no tanto en que, okay, déjame explicártelo. Porque us Latinos, we're not educated on
Oh
this.
yeah, I've
Like,
had.
I'm hoping that this next generation is doing better, pero I just know that
Yeah,
millennials and now we're just not it. Like, no tenemos esta educación, afortunadamente, pero sí se necesita y sí se requiere. And you stated in this other podcast, which was, what is your biggest asset?
yes.
Right? What is your just ponlo así? What is your biggest asset, and are you protecting your biggest asset?
Mhm.
Right? And that was a deep question because I was like,
No,
I was
seriously.
like, oh,
Yeah.
why did she gotta put us on the spot? And
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't ask that question. I would have failed it. I would have been like, oh my god, like, okay, is it the cars? Is it the business? Is it my
No.
husband? But then the reality is that it's yourself. And I was like, okay, Marissa, you got my attention. But that was a deep question.
Yeah.
And I don't think people ask themselves enough
Mhm.
that. And that's where it was like a light bulb.
Yeah.
That it was like, you're asking something deeper. Because if you're not functioning, if you're not going, if you're not protected, then how can everything function?
Exactly. So, and it really
Sí,
is
estaba
because
poniendo atención.
no, see, and I'm glad you were because Myrna, I've had literally I could sit here with a couple and say, okay, XYZ and ABC. and this is what it looks like, and ask the question, okay, now that we got ABCXYZ, what is your biggest asset? And they get puzzled, and then when I get deeper in, they don't understand it. And I've literally had a Hispanic couple, and I'm Latina, I'm Hispanic, so don't let that
We
come
could talk
across
about
any way.
Latinos, okay? Because we're
See,
Latinas. Eh?
see. So, literally, when I asked, well, what do you think is going to happen of your wife and family if you're no longer here? And he said que el Sancho se encargue.
Yeah, that's a real that's a
Que el
real
Sancho
look.
se
I ain't
encargue.
even gonna lie. That's a
Yeah.
real answer. That's a real answer.
Sí,
Like
yeah.
people be saying that, and we take it as a joke,
Yeah.
pero
Yeah.
pero honestamente, like that's how naive, and I think it's out of fear.
Naive. It's
Yeah,
correct. And
it's an answer out of fear, and it's like even more of a red flag, right? Because
yeah.
you're trying to avoid this, and you're trying to like make it funny and move out of the subject, but the reality is that that just stung somewhere.
Oh yeah. Well, no, yeah, seriously, because I mean, come on now. If you're taking pride while your spouse is alive and you're saying, "Okay, esta es mi esposa," and then all of a sudden you're gone, and what is she doing? Let me make it known. GoFundMe is not life insurance,
Yeah.
you know. So I mean, it's what they're gonna say behind you. What kind of legacy you left? So, you mentioned something very key. You said it's naive, and it really is. A lot of people don't understand, Myrna. It's an education. I'm not just an insurance agent or insurance broker or whatever you want to call me, but I'm an educator because I'm
Yeah.
bringing you to understand what you need. You know, ¿qué va a ser de tu familia? You know.
Y ahorita dijiste, okay, this is about legacy. Vamos a hablar de
Mm,
legacy. Okay. Well, let's jump into the letter R for respect. Um,
absolutely.
because first of all, I got your attention. Well, you got my attention. Let's put it that way. I think Maritza, that's your like go to.
That's
That's
my
her
logo.
handle. Yeah, and I was like, ¿y por qué voy a pensar de Maritza? Like at first, like I just met her and I think Janie actually introduced you as like, this is Maritza, but this is, I think, Maritza. I think she said it that way. And I was
Mm,
like, okay, well, what about her, right? And then we sat down and I was like, okay, I want to know more porque ya tu energy me estaba trayendo, pero I just wanted to know more why it,
right.
right? And so I love that you branded it around there and then you started stating all these facts that we've been talking about right now. But how has that helped you gain the respect of others? And like, where did you come up with it? Like, how did you get there?
So
She's like, I got the answer.
no. It's interesting. It's very interesting. So back in, I would say 2019 to 2020, more 2020, right before the pandemic and then into the pandemic, I was like, how am I going to make people think of me when they need insurance? If we're, in shutdown, we're staying in, we're not, and I
Yeah.
thought it's exactly that. They're going to think Maritza. And I was talking to the gentleman who actually created my logo on the phone, and he was digging, he was asking all these questions, and he was like, all your posts say hashtag think Maritza, hashtag your insurance girl, hashtag the insurance maven or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, do you realize that that makes them think of you? That is your logo, that is your brand. And so that's how that happened.
Wow.
We dug deep to creating it, but the respect comes from the fact that I'm asking people to remember me not because of me, but what I'm able to do for you.
Wow.
You know, that's
Yeah.
what I want. I want people to remember me, respect me for the fact that I've earned that from you. I didn't just impose it.
Yeah.
Like you take a brand and you say, "What's the first thing that you think of?" And for this or that, and people will answer you right away.
Yeah.
Well, why? Well, they've imposed that over time versus they've earned the respect that I'm going to think of this brand because this is what it does for me.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to do with my brand. That's how Think Maritza came along.
And it's going good for you. I love it. I
Hmm.
really do because then, it got me thinking about you. It got me thinking about what you were saying on the podcast. And I was like, I just have to have her. And I asked her literally like right there, like 2 seconds. Hey, can you come with
Yeah.
you know, because it was just like one of those things that I was just like, I was so intrigued by it. And no matter where you go, you're gonna take this, and that's a legacy that you're leaving behind, even for your daughter to pick on and run with it, right?
Yeah.
And that's the beautiful part. And what does your daughter think about all this?
So my daughter is my biggest cheerleader, my biggest supporter. Times where I felt like I no aguanto más or whatever, she's been there and said, "No, mom, keep going. This is what you're doing," and she sees it. I am blessed to be, with a company that allows me to either work at the office or work home, and I have my whole full office at home as well. And she's seen it. She's experienced the times that I've been on the phone, that I'm calling, or that I'm talking to people and I'm digging deep to try to get, what they need and make sure that it makes sense. Because this is not just about premium; it's about what it does for you.
Yeah.
It's how it's gonna apply because it's gonna get you back to where you were before something happened, right? So, she kind of doesn't understand the fact that it's hard. It's an emotional sell.
Yeah.
It's a roller coaster.
But
You
don't
ha-
worry, she'll come around because that's a Texas thing.
no, she did. Yeah,
That's a
exactly.
Texas thing.
So she respects it and she loves it. In fact, she's a very just like person. She's straightforward, black and white. She doesn't find a gray zone, and she's actually on her way to eventually God's will and help first to become an attorney herself. So it kind of
Ah.
works hand on hand, and she keeps me grounded.
You
She
did a pretty
does.
good job,
So
Maritza. Well, this is the part where I also can relate to you because if my daughter, like if God wouldn't have placed that little angel in me, right, to give her birth and whatnot, I would have not been here. Like I really truly wouldn't have been here. I really don't know what my life would have been like. She's I remember looking at her like baby face, her little like like it's just the cutest thing. And it's so funny because she's tiny till this day. She's 4'11". Esta niña ya no va a crecer. And I was like, I feel like God created you to just be loved, right? And I hate that for so long I wasn't healed and I didn't value her. I didn't see the beauty in her. Like I really didn't because of so much trauma. I had so much darkness. It's so sad. Um, but I remember seeing her like and I would say it's like a window that I would see her through, right? And she was like the biggest reason or the only reason, if anything, to keep going. Like I couldn't commit suicide. I couldn't give up. I
no.
couldn't like put excuses. Like I had to be strong. Like I knew I had to stay focused. And it was just because of her. Okay, okay. Thank you everyone for connecting. Appreciate it. And remember que estamos en vivo desde Arlington, Texas, la capital del deporte, el espectáculo y el entretenimiento here in Radio Metroplex. Guys, we are in the Down and Real show with the CEO Diva and my special guest Maritza. And right now I'm like getting a little bit emotional because I feel like you understand that.
Oh, I've lived that. And let me tell you, I was that daughter at one point.
Really? Oh my God. Okay, now you gotta tell me about this.
She's probably gonna kill me afterwards, but I love my mom dearly, regardless.
Laura, hey Laura.
Hey, that's my best friend.
Oh, hi best friend.
I sent her the link and I said, you have to watch this. Actually, we talked a minute ago about being able to support and being a real influencer and being in a room with that person not being there and still talking about that. Laura is an amazing person. Her husband is a drafter. Their company is the drafter guy. So if y'all need some kind of, renderings for your home, an addition, or even to build your home, make sure you contact Jorge Sosa, the drafter guy, who is actually my best friend's husband, Laura. So
I love it. And she
I
said,
love you.
Maritza has been a blessing as the insurance agent for my entire family and many friends. We absolutely love her professionalism, dedication, and strong sense of community. She genuinely cares about the people and she serves and always goes above and beyond.
Hi, I love you.
Mira, qué sweet, girl. Si te quieren, si te quieren.
¿Cómo?
Huh? Jorge
Sí,
Sosa.
él es el drafter guy. That's her husband.
Oh, okay, okay.
So yeah, no, seriously. I mean, I think I don't know if this is if I'm able to share this, but one of the designs that he created that was sold actually got featured in E. Yes, he's
Ooh,
top notch, guys.
cool.
You're right.
Okay,
You
okay.
really want to go and take a look at his
Yeah, we're gonna
designs,
definitely
website, social media, the drafter guy. So
make sure y'all
yeah.
check them out. And I know we have a lot of negocios watching us, so
See.
this is good insight, guys. Which is like she jumped on it, but
Yeah, I'm sorry. We kind of got off track.
This is
but,
how we do it.
know.
This is how we do it. And we're gonna touch back on what we're talking about, but and for networking, it's important to have a strong circle, right? And that this is prime. That's prime of what it is. Having these relationships that maybe it started because of business, pero se hace una relación that now is like, oh, I trust this persona with my life. Like you need that service, you need to talk to them, and they will vouch for you. They will I mean, it's the best advertisement you could ever have.
Yeah, and interesting enough, we didn't meet business wise. We actually met at the gym. I'm not afraid to tell a woman, "Oh, you're pretty" or anything, because one, I know I'm straight, but you know, I believe that there is a community of women that need to empower each other and build each other. And back at that time, because we were talking about the gym earlier, so I went through stages of my life. I went from being a size 3 modeling, being Miss Puerto Rico, and things like that, to a very tough personal space in my life where I gained. I got into almost 300 pounds. And then I gained, and people watched my journey. But I met her at the gym, and I thought her arms was so beautiful that I told her. And then next thing you know is the rest was history. And I got to watch them actually build the business. So
Imagínate.
yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It can happen. So today my Bible study was about when you go out and network, you need to understand that God has created a purpose for you. There is nothing that we can do, nothing that anyone can do, no circumstances, not even our own mess ups that we can destroy that purpose and that destiny, which was amazing because it was like an eye opener, right? Pero you have to remember that when you go out networking, ya quieres encontrar todas las leads y los negocios y las posibilidades y todo esto, right? But what you should be searching is for divine kingdom connections.
Absolutely.
Like,
sí,
oh my God, because
definitivamente.
right here,
Yeah,
right here, right? This is what I'm
exactly.
talking about. Because you don't know who that person is supposed to either help you, guide you, show you, or encourage you to get to that next level of your life.
Absolutely.
That's gonna get you closer to your purpose, which I freaking love. And thank you so much, Laura, for watching your girl. And I have her here right now, so la estoy tratando de disfrutar, you know.
Qué linda.
But thank you so much for coming out. I'm really excited to have you here. I hope you know that.
I am excited to be here with you because just like you said, I inspired you. You inspired me. You know, I think that day you were in between schedule trying to make things happen because you had an appointment in Austin.
Days. Yeah.
Guys, when the CEO of a company wants to get out there and meet you personally to be able to see what your needs are, you want to do business with her. I mean, definitely. And even before we got on, talking to you was like, oh my God, sí, qué linda. You know, that's what it's about. You know, it's a whole chain. We mentioned Laura, we mentioned you, we mentioned Janie. You know, it's a whole chain. With the whole networking, I've a co-founder of 2 networking groups, Inner Circle and Brokers Elite. So yeah, we have different, depending on what we do, we have different events and stuff, which we would love to have you come.
Yeah, no, I would love to.
I said, you know, we do great things, and then I serve in the board for Collin County, the Women's Council of Realtors. I'm the treasurer there, and it's allowed me to meet so many great people.
over there.
That have, yeah, I mean, you name it. That's how originally I got into the Women's Council back in 2020 for Southwest Dallas County, because I had contacted Janie and I said, "Hey, Janie, I'm in a change right now. I'm gonna change companies. I need to be exposed. I need to have a greater reach." And she said, "Well, I'm gonna help you, but I want you to help me." She said,
I love
"I
it.
want you to be a strategic partner for the Women's Council." And I said, "What's that?" And she told me, and I fell in love with it. And, I served with her. And then in 23, I was asked to serve again for Southwest Dallas County. And now going into 26, Ross Booker, she's another broker, a great person. She reached out and she said, "Maritza, I understand you've done some of this. Would you?" And yeah, why not? And it's
Yeah.
the rest is we're working in
So you
progress,
meet
and I'm really.
phenomenal women. I
Mhm.
mean, and yet you're empowering each other every session y'all get together, every event. That's
Yeah.
what it's about.
And I always say it. It's not about competing. I'm not here to compete with
Porque todos
anyone.
lo hacen
I'm
lo
here to
mismo.
compliment.
Y
You
mira,
know.
exactly, guys, and that's what we're talking. There's so enough. Even if I take all DFW, even if I take all Texas, right, there would still be. So I can't do it all. I can't. There's just no way.
Mhm.
But we need to stop this competition, guys. Like we can,
Absolutamente.
they said like el dinero se puede dividir a todo el mundo, pero in a few months or so it will go right back to the same people because those people understand the concept of building, multiplying, and whatnot.
Mhm.
But imagine if we would do the same thing with knowledge. What if we would teach each other and multiply it, and like para que
Absolutely.
todos estemos en ese mismo nivel. And honestly, that's the beautiful part of getting surrounded by the right people, getting surrounded
Mhm.
by the people that are going to push you up and encourage you. um I want you to still tell me about this daughter motivation. What? How was it? You being the daughter?
So,
Yeah. If I have to pay for her funeral, which I know she's fully insured. Okay.
yeah, my daughter will be very well taken care of. So,
Sorry.
no, no, and I will, because it's my story. It's who I am. Is what I've made. But you mentioned not having a certain level of peace in your heart. Let's put it
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
When you became a mom and you wish you knew and understood that, and for whatever reasons, and suicide was something that crossed your mind. Well, my mom did that, tried that, and thank God he saw that she's an amazing person that still needs to be here until this day. She's here, and we bump heads. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm very strong individual myself, and I bump heads with my sister, but that's my rock, and I love her too. So, but yeah, I remember this was back in Puerto Rico. I was 6 years old. I remember being in the kitchen of our house, and my uncle and my aunt actually kind of getting into a little bit of an argument, because the my uncle was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take Maritza. I'm gonna take the little one," and my aunt was like, "Absolutely not. You're not separating these sisters. If you don't want them both, I'm gonna take them both." While my mom was in the hospital battling for her life, and my older
Wow.
brother Louis, I love you. Um, she had told us to go out and play, and she wanted us to go out and play, and he knew that was not normal.
Yeah.
That was something different, and he didn't want to stay out there, and he came back, and but he experienced it. So I am that. And that was part of what made me stronger. That was part of what I said, okay, I'm gonna not ever do something like
Yeah.
that. I'm gonna be everything I can for my daughter, even in my weakest moments. I have never allowed that to be, you know, a thought or an option or anything like that, because I know.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, your daughter is gonna respect you so much more, like, because that was something you exposed. You were raw. You thought
Yeah.
about doing something like that. Well, I saw it happen. So believe it or not, she may not tell you. She may bump heads with you. She
Oh
may
yeah,
argue
we.
with you, but she has that, because that was an example for me. That was
Yeah.
an example of, no hagas eso. No,
Yeah.
no lo hagas. It's not an option, and you don't have that right. Only God can decide that.
I love
So
that. I love that. And it truly is. I love
nos
that
vamos a
I
quedar
know.
aquí.
No, mujer, not today. And plus you have such beautiful makeup, girl. Don't mess it up.
Thank you.
That is deep to me. It really is, because my daughter, like, we do bump heads a lot, but I'm so proud of her. Like, that girl's strong.
Mm.
And like, I was telling her, like, you need to try to like come, like, do the inner work, come
Mhm.
down to your feminine side and whatnot. Because ahorita she just got another job, guys. Congratulations to her.
Yes.
She got it yesterday, and I was like, girl, you're on hustle. Like, she's 18 and she gets paid good at
Yeah.
In and Out, but now she got Panda, and I was like, girl, like,
Oh,
okay.
yay.
But I do see that she's gonna be a phenomenal mom. Like, she has everything to be just this amazing, caring, loving, funny mother. And I'm like, I'm so happy for that. And I think that we had so many generational curses that came down, even through womb transfer, todo eso. Eh, and I hate, like, I do have guilt, pero también es esos momentos where we're like, it'll turn out to be something beautiful, because regardless, it was God's plan, right? And if it was God's plan for me to be the last one, que todo eso se tope conmigo, like,
I know.
best believe,
Breakthrough.
yeah. But you know what? It's gonna end up with me,
You were the
because
last one, but also the first one, because you're setting the foundation for your daughters.
yeah, no, definitely. I said, ya no más. She was 14 when I finally was able to heal and wake up, and she started seeing. She couldn't even believe it herself. My husband couldn't believe the person I was becoming. It was beyond crazy.
It's you allowed yourself to come out. You allowed you. That's who you were. You just
Yeah.
needed to find it.
Which is because no, it's not. I'm telling you, like,
Yeah.
I wish healing was something that was taught to us. I really do wish that. But again, it's about surrounding yourself with women that understand that pain.
Mhm.
Porque you know what it is. You've been through it. And sometimes we feel alone in the game. But sometimes we feel like, ay, no, es que no puedo el otro. Pero the reality is that God gives us everything that we need to be able to reach our goals, reach wherever we're destined to go.
Absolutely.
So, I'm grateful, girl. Like, I really am grateful that you told me this story, because I get to see the future in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's so much more. Literally, there's so much more. You hear me constantly talk about my sister Vanessa, but reality is,
Which she was like a
genetically,
second
she's
mom
not
to you,
my
right?
yeah, but she's genetically she's not my only one, and I say genetic because my mom was my dad's first spouse, and then he remarried, and I have a younger sister, a younger brother, and ironically, life, she's a doctor, she's an endocrinologist. But you know, we're very different, and it's crazy because you have to set that base, that foundation, everything, not just for you but for everybody around you. And whether or not they feel like a genetic bond doesn't equate a relationship, it still leaves some kind of questions behind that. Eventually they will be answered and you'll understand. But
Yeah. Well, you're doing amazing, girl. Like, regardless of
I try
all this stuff. Okay, like, and again, we're just touching surface, guys. Like,
Yes.
you need to go through Maritza's social media and just literally get to know her, because you will. Which brings me to the next topic, which is A for action. And before I forget, I want to ask this question, because there's so many similarities between you and me.
Yes.
I'm an open book. Yo no soy esa mujer que va keep things, or I'm just straight up honest. Like, there's just no filter. Like, it's just
everything comes out. Eventually, everything comes out. I mean,
yeah. Okay.
and
Okay.
why
Good.
hide it from anyone when who matters the most God. Like, I mean, come on, they see it all. He sees even when you're sleeping, you're in the shower and everything. So though those things keep private from
Yeah.
others to you, but he sees your ever being. So why keep or hide anything? Some people may be thinking you're oversharing or whatnot. Negative,
I love that.
I mean, that's who you are. You need to
Yeah.
know. You need
Well,
to.
okay.
Who's this person that's serving me? Who's this person that says that, she represents a company that's going to insure me and get me back to where
Yeah.
I was prior to and stuff. So this is it. I've been there. I've done that. I've felt it. I've seen it. I lived
And
it,
that's my question because, okay, so I was having like such a good traction in social media. Like I was doing good, good, good. And then something happened to where I just started getting a lot of like, oh, no andes enseñando esto, estás oversharing, like you're a show off. I started even getting like the whole evil eye, which at the end of the day, like I understood that God, like I'm so grateful that I learned that God is my protector. So at the end of the day, nada de eso me
Right.
afecta, right? But at that time, it was a whole different story. But it was like, oh, te van a hacer mal de ojo, te van a poner malas vibras. The whole thing, like, stop. And then there was you need to learn how to be mysterious. You need to have
Yeah.
something that they question. Like the whole thing. And I was just so confused and I just dropped everything. Luckily, I kind of got out of it, but I want to hear your perspective on this.
So, yeah, first of all, whether you have a lot and people feel like, the perception is that you're showing off, or you have a little bit and they feel like you're trying to find, it's their perception. You know who you are.
Yeah.
Remember that judging others is a reflection of who you are.
Mm,
Keep that in mind. And you mentioned auction, the word auction. You're not for sale, you're not clearance. Your value is who you are. And if you have what you have, you worked for it. Nobody gave it to you.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I could care less. Even when they sit there and they talk about the richest person in the world, like, no, he did what he did. He got what he got. It was there. And if you come in and you're getting it from your parents or whatnot, but they had to work. People need to understand things are never given, things are earned. It's kind of like, respect, like love happens, but trust has to be earned.
Yeah.
You have to earn the respect and the trust. So, it's do you, Myrna, do you share you, because
I
you're going to
love
inspire
this.
somebody
Girl, you
else,
sound so wise right now. Like,
No, I
oh,
mean, I'm dead
she's single,
serious.
guys. High expectations, but she's single. Like, no, but for real, that's so, like, I
No,
think it's
sí,
just,
tú eres tú, you radiate through, que somebody te va a hacer ojo, you know what? If they say that, it's superstition, and it's going to get back to them 10 times fold. You
yeah,
can,
yeah,
you can, you don't speak something unless you have it in your heart,
right.
obviously. So, si tu corazón es un corazón puro, limpio, you share great things, you come from a place of love, that's what's going to come through. I mean, but there's also moments where you're bogged down, you don't know what to do, you reach the point where you need to find a different strategy or whatnot. It's still you. You're still
And
working on it.
that's
People
really what it
need
comes
to give
down
you a
to.
chance today because yesterday is gone. And if you get in your car and you're gonna drive, if you look at the rearview mirror, you're gonna crash. And then you're gonna need my
Hey,
insurance.
that's
But
deep. That's
it's
deep.
you
Okay,
have to,
okay.
you
I
have
love
to.
that. That one was good. That was deep. I
Yeah.
like that. Make sure y'all write that one down. No, but you're right. But see, my whole concept was all I saw growing up was negative, darkness. Like all I saw was fighting. I remember, oh, fighting was on, growing up on social media,
Mhm.
YouTube, whatever it might be. I got to see drug deals. I got to see prostitution. I got to see the worst of the worst. That's all I saw,
Mhm.
and it's like this is your future, and that was it.
You didn't let that define you. Look at where you are.
And that's where it came to that I was like, I'm so blessed that I was able to break through and that I was able to make it to where I'm at and see the things that I see. But there's a whole bunch, like a whole entire hood, and there's multiple hoods, right? But I'm considering
Mhm.
mine, but that still needs to see it. So what better way for them to see it through me because they know me from back then. And they can't say I didn't go through the things that I did because they saw it, right? So like let me be that bridge. And so then that's how I started like sharing everything. Even my husband, I was like, I'm
Mhm.
sorry, you're too good to me and I need to show this off. Like what's
Good.
wrong with you over here buying me a Mercedes for Valentine's? Like, let me
Amen.
post it. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like this is how
exactly.
you should be treated, queen. You know, like, and then like my daughter, like her amazing love, right? Like I want to show them everything. Like how are we able to buy a house with like it was like I was just like at that time there was such good like incentives and things like that,
Mhm.
but we were able to buy a brand new house, new bill y todo eso.
Amen.
Cuando gente like us don't get that, right? Nosotros vivimos en apartamentos más de 75 años, same
Mm.
apartments. And I'm like, no, let me show you, right? And then obviously I want to share my business because
Mhm.
I've worked so hard on it, like you said. It's the work, the consistency that we've been putting. How do we not want to show that? Pero imagínate if
Mhm.
we're pouring good out in the world and there's multiple of us doing this. Porque ahora you got to go follow, I think, Maritza, okay? So you could see
Mhm.
more motivational because that's what she like loves doing. So she's going to show you the
Yeah.
way. And then if you like follow my content, that's really what I try to do. Literally just pour
Mhm.
good into the world because there was so much negativity poured into me that I'm like,
But you were
this
the
is
light that shined through. Seriously,
but
you were, don't get me wrong. I have moments like, I mean, Laura was on here earlier. She's can attest to this. I call her and I'm like, Laura, blah, 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 blah. And that's what makes me admire her because she fights back sometimes in the
yeah,
sense of she's trying to get me to see something, and though at the time it doesn't seem like it, still there's that goodness that I know, and I know this too shall pass, and I keep going. I mean, take a look at Job. It seems like biblical
yeah,
standpoints. um he was put through the test, and even his wife said, curse your God and be done. And he said, no, I remain faithful, and then he got everything plus
yeah,
he got everything back. So, with that being said, I say that to say, not that I'm trying to come across like it's just, it's understanding who you are. It's understanding that, a star cannot shine without darkness. A rose cannot blossom without rain. It's just all of that. It's what you do with it that matters,
yeah.
and I knew felt attracted in the sense that, it's what it is.
Yeah.
It's
Oh my god, I
yeah.
love this because you have so much wisdom, girl.
Oh,
Like
I
I
get
wish I could like
misunderstood all the time.
uh, no, pero
Oh, I
like, pero eso es lo
do.
que me gusta porque it's like unfiltered. Like, girl, like
See?
it is what it is. Like, if I look, I'm a Christian woman and I love that I found Jesus and I love that God is working in my life.
Amen.
Pero sabes qué? Una cosa que todavía I'm working on is my cussing. And I don't know if it's ever gonna get fixed because like it's in there. But one, I heard it helps relieve stress, so I might not work on it a lot. But I just there was an incident where I'm like, I can't hold back from being real because I'm gonna tell you just how it is. Like that's the one good thing that si no tengo algo real que decir, mejor me quedo callada.
No, no,
El-
because then you're not being who you are.
well, like no tengo like that's what I'm saying. Like if it's not something real that I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna say nothing at all because I rather not say something fake. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
Like I don't want to sit there and be like, oh yeah, esto y esto el otro, and it's like no,
No.
I hate that. Y
You
hay
know,
mucho
and those that know.
girl,
So,
and there's a lot of people walking in this world like that. And I don't know if that's a hood thing. No sé si it's a Latina thing. I don't know where it comes from.
Latina.
Yeah, it's a Latina. Okay. Because I'm like, that was a big no no. Like,
Yeah.
and I guess because our parents like los dicen de todo a todo. You
See.
know,
Yeah.
pero I genuinely love this. I do want to tap into your actions on your day to day.
Mhm.
I mean, how do you become this beautiful woman all day, every day?
Oh,
Like,
Jimena.
como te paras and you're like, okay, I have to do this, I have to go there, and like even with you being a single mother at that time, because now your daughter's adult, right?
Yeah, but I'm
And
still a single mom because I always tell her, Alexa, I could care less how old you are. You'll always be my baby, and I'm always gonna be mom, no matter what. I'm always there.
I love
I
that.
disagree with this whole thing. You turn 18 and boop, there you go. You
Yep,
gotta
yep,
leave. That's it. They're gone. I'm done. No, I'm not.
yep, yep.
You know, my mom's still in my life in a way, directing, director, whatnot. You know, I'll
Yeah.
always be her daughter. But how this happens every morning, you know, I have days I wake up at 4. I have days I wake
Okay,
up at
okay.
6. I have days I go into the office. I have days that I'm here doing networking or, you know, marketing or whatnot. And I have days that I simply stay at home and I stay grounded because I know those are the days that I need to focus, you know, and be in my own. I call my house my own
Your
little,
dome.
yeah, sanctuary, so to speak. You know,
Yeah.
it's my safe space. So um, I reach out to people, I connect with people, I receive the calls, I talk, I motivate, I work, I quote. It all happens. You know, it's about knowing people, and I'm a huge talker, as you could tell. I love talking because that's how I get to know you. And how am I going to recommend you something that I don't know what I'm recommending if I don't know
I love
you?
that.
You
That
know,
was deep. Yeah, you
because
did talk about that a lot. And it's about getting to know the person that you're dealing with. I mean, they're taking your money. You should know who you're dealing with. You should know where their core values stand at, right? Like,
right.
and again, it goes back to we were talking about insurance, right? Like, hay mucha gente en esto, pero how many are genuine or taking the time to give you education on it?
Exactly.
That's why it's, I think, Maritza.
Yeah, guys, remember, thank Maritza. But
Yeah, like,
anyway,
y'all need to
so
remember that.
but no, yeah, it is. It is more than just selling something. It's a passion. You know, I have moments, I have my roller coasters. There's times I'm really busy selling, selling, selling. There's times that I'm down and I need to work back up. You know, like with even my own person, we talked about earlier how I had gotten so big and then I had gotten small again. That picture was taken and needs to be updated. But anyway, I'm in my process again of getting back because when I got, I mean, since 21, I've been under general anesthesia 13 times. Yes, I have faced some things. I have rods and screws in my back. If you see that I keep moving around the chair, it's because I'm finding my comfort. But yeah, it's all of that. I had a fusion done on my back, and that hindered me from being able to work out like I used to. And so I'm now slowly but surely getting, because out of the 147 I had lost, I gained almost 70 back. I'm back down, getting rid of those
Girl, but you
70.
look hot.
But I thank you.
She
You're so
looks
beautiful.
good. She looks good. Like, you think she looks
Sitting
radiating
here
and
with the
acting?
white, I'm not sure, but
No,
you know,
see, I
um,
love the whole outfit, the whole vibe. I
thank you.
told her the day I met her, I was like, you give me this dark, feminine, divine energy, and I love that because you rarely see
You
that.
call me a panther.
Yeah, I did call her a panther. I was like, it's like this. Well, she's like, it was like the way she walked. Like she walked very slow, very like I don't need to tell you anything because I am here. Like that's such a beautiful presence to have. Like no cualquier persona tiene eso. So like it's like she just walked very gentle, and that's why I was so okay.
Hi.
This is why I was so intrigued because when she started talking, I was like, man, there's so many things that I like about her, but because okay, you say you're an open book, right?
Mhm,
And it's like when you're an open book, there's nothing mysterious about you, right?
mhm.
Pero ese día, el modo que caminabas y todo was mysterious. It was like I want to know her, right? And then you get to know her, and then it's like I want more, like, and that's because she's like literally throwing it out there. Like, es como un libro abierto, pero es como que lo empezaste, and now you're like, I want more, more. Y lo terminas, and you're like, no! Like, that's kind of what it was.
Yeah.
And I love that energy because I have never witnessed it in person. Like, all this that I'm telling you, like I've never met a person that I was like, she's beautiful. She walks in, she's slow, divine, like todo esto. Y después quiero saber más. Like I haven't encountered that. And then
Yeah,
you
thank
tell me
you.
that you have the same mindset as me, and I'm like, oh Like, I want this. I want this.
And
So
believe me, if I wouldn't have been impressed by you, I wouldn't be here. You know,
Good.
yeah.
She came from Little Elm. I was like, oh, I don't know why I thought you were in Arlington. Like, I thought you were around the area.
No.
Well, we met in Arlington.
Yeah,
But
it's because obviously as an insurance agent, I'm able to do the entire state of Texas,
yeah.
also Louisiana, Georgia, North Carolina, Mississippi,
Up
and
and
Michigan. Yes, if you need help, I got clients in Georgia, I got clients in North Carolina, I got them all over.
So
But
if you're watching,
yes, in Texas itself, specifically the DFW, this is home. You know, my house where I reside is located in a Little Elm, but home is DFW, is Texas. It's, you know, I'm here with you. And, you know, we met here in Arlington. I came back to Arlington. And if you would have said it's in Austin, I would have taken the time to drive and gone because I was attracted. Now, if it was somebody that it wasn't attracting me or I didn't think that there was any potential in the relationship we could build and help each other, I probably would have been like, okay, I not at the moment because I need to focus on getting this done.
right.
So,
Well,
yeah.
that means so much to me. It really does.
Yeah. I
Muchas
mean, I was
gracias.
impressed with you. You were in between schedule when you came in when we met, and that was like, wow, this is somebody.
Yeah, it was definitely that day was a roller coaster, and I really was kind of like I really didn't think I was gonna be able to make it because the way everything was set up. But oh, God is amazing. He knew I wanted this. I told Janie, I was like, I've been praying for women like y'all. Like,
Amen.
I want women that challenge me and, you know, like that we can help one another, that we can empower one another. Porque hay ciertos límites. And I was having this conversation yesterday with our, I guess, VP banker. I don't know. But I'm so honored that he takes. So shout out to Mike. Thank you so much at Frost. He took the time to meet with us. But I was like, I love to be challenged. I love to have something more. Like, por ejemplo, si un día yo no me arreglo, I'm gonna look at you and I'm like, oh, let me go back in here because homegirl looks good. I need to like get myself together, you know, because but that's how it should be instead of like,
well, you're your own
is
brand.
that, you know,
you want to represent. You have an amazing security company, and if the CEO of that company is looking all crazy, what do you expect from those people? You know, your employees.
yeah.
Like, what do you expect from your security guards? Which, by the way, they are certified. This is not just any security company.
Yes.
So, you know, what do you expect? I mean, you're the brand, you're the name, you're the heartbeat, you're the execution, you're everything to that company. You're blessed to have the people surrounding you that actually help you, you know, build it in the sense that it operates, but it started with you. So I try even in my simple days, like I've always been told. I remember, so I have a childhood friend, lifetime friend. She's in Georgia. Y'all saw on social media some of the Georgia posts when I went over there. Is we've been friends since second grade, I believe, and we share the same name. And Somos Maritza. So back
Double the
in the
trouble.
day, yeah.
She's like, yes.
Back in the day, las Maritzas del salón de clase, you know. But anyway, I share her because there was a point where we lives happened and we were not in contact together, you know. And when she came and she visited, it was like, oh my God, esta no cambia. De chiquita siempre ha sido igual. Like, you know, siempre eres igual. You're always fixing yourself. You're always, and it's because I had an amazing mom that I saw her get ready. There was not one day you saw my mom looking crazy or anything like that. So it's the foundation. And even so, I have a cousin who I used to look at her and I said, oh my God, she's like Miss Universe Brenda. She's probably surprised if she's looking that I'm saying that because literally, like, I would look at them and I have a family of, I mean, I humbly say this, I have a family of beautiful women. My grandmother and her sisters were known as las muñecas de Yauco. You know, they're Spaniard descendant and, you know, very beautiful women. They look like dolls. So that's why, but
you look like a doll.
that.
Yeah, like I can see that. No, but it's it's approved by the producer. No, but it's, you know, like you said, you saw that and you brought that up, and now your daughter gets to see that, and that's the expectation. And I don't wear makeup. I don't like. I literally, I
Ay,
just
pero tienes
moisturize.
una piel hermosa, and the liner does it.
Yeah, like this.
If y'all can look at this, really look at this, because it's en serio.
But my daughter, she's like, Mom, you're not into makeup or anything, and I'm like, I just till this day I can't get into it. I don't know, I just can't. But I do admire it. Like I love it, especialmente with women that can actually do it, because her face does not look cakey. Her face looks smooth. Like I don't know, does the TV like actually? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I
Like
don't
no.
think
Like and then she has this blend. She has the like cat eye vibe. I'm telling you, like all foxy toda. But I don't say that a lot. I promise you, I do not compliment anyone's makeup. So, like the fact that you have well done y el vestuario, like oh my god, she looks so classy, so elegant, guys. Like you really do, and this is what I'm saying. Like you're giving this off, and now we know she was in pageants, so I don't know. Let me take some credits off, No, but like you have that, and that's how us, the younger generation, gets to learn from you, right? Because I'm like, man, look at her. She looks beautiful. She looks sexy. She looks elegant, and look at the way you're dressed. No, you really do. And so now it's like an expectation, right? Like, man, like I need to like figure out where she goes to shop at, where is she doing this. Pero that's the empowerment part, porque ahora maybe un día lo voy a poder yo hacer también, ¿verdad?
But you know what's funny about that? People look at me and I've been told, oh, you're high maintenance or this or that. Well, first of all, let's get that correct. I take care of me. So if I'm high maintenance in your point, it's because I take care of me. But no, I don't go out and buy full price name designer.
Yeah.
Hello.
What's your favorite store? What's your favorite
Oh
store?
my gosh, let's go down the list.
Ooh.
Nordstrom's Rack, TJ Maxx, you name it. Why
Okay,
pay
okay.
full price
Yeah.
for stuff like, I mean, I myself, my value is not in clearance, but I wear,
Yeah.
items that are, why am I gonna go and pay, full price when I could do the same and still encourage somebody to do it too?
Yeah,
You
no,
don't have to be a, label yourself in order to,
I got
impact
into the
or
if I wear a brand like que tenga el nombre de todo, it's gonna be my brand. Because there was a time que sí lo hacía para todas estas diferentes brands y todo, and I never got into expensive brands.
Yeah.
Luckily, I never just got it. I recuperé. But I think I was like Michael Kors, Calvin Klein, and then after that, I was like, no, you know what? If I'm gonna wear anybody's brand, it's gonna be my brand. It's gonna be my name, right?
Absolutely.
Pero aparte de eso, me encantó. Ahorita estoy en ese momento donde I was like, you know what? I don't got time to go through my closet.
Yeah.
And I'm living in two places at once. It's crazy. But I literally have one same dress in different colors, right? And I have tons of black dresses, and they're kind of like the same vibe. And that's it.
But it's your signature. That's you.
And it just
It
works.
works.
Yeah, it works because I don't have
Yeah.
to think about it. And like it works in all the events that I'm going, and it just punctuates. And I was just like, I get so many compliments off of this dress, and I'm like, go on Amazon right now. They're like
yeah.
$12.
Well, see, and that's the whole thing. That's the beauty of it. You can wear it and look a million and feel a million. And
Yeah.
I've said it. I've had clothing items that I wear that are, hundreds, and I've had items that I wear that are $10, and I still feel the same because it's not about what you're wearing, it's about
Yeah.
you. You're your own brand. Even if you're wearing somebody else's brand, it's still you because you styled it to you. It's your own brand.
Tú
It's
eres
who
la que
you
la
are.
luces. And that's
Exacto.
but
And,
y'all just have to like meet her, guys. Y'all have to come and talk to her and get a whole like quote, a whole introduction. You need to come and get motivated by her. You need to get the coaching, porque esta mujer like phenomenal. And guys, today what y'all witnessed was us actually like getting to know each other.
Absolutely.
I love this. I love this
Yeah.
because this is what I want y'all to see, guys. And I hope que no es la última vez que te voy a ver.
No, la verdad que no. I mean, no, and believe me, every chance that I get, I'm gonna put your name out there too, like you see
Oh,
that I do here with everybody that I
yeah.
mentioned, because they're who make my community. You're part of it now. You know, this is who we are. This is what we do. You know, obviously, as an insurance agent, I want to be able to give of myself. Like, I don't know if you saw the article. I think I shared it with you,
Yeah, you did.
but Voyage Dallas magazine reached out. They wanted to do an article, and on the article, one of them was like, "What sets you apart?" Well, let's face it, everybody's got something that makes them unique. Everybody's got something different, but it's how you go about it that
Yeah.
works. So, you know, it is what it is. You're your own unique brand. You're a great security company. You certified. You train. You know, you're just not taking any person and hiring them, giving them a job and putting them out there without knowing what they're doing. So, you know, for me, when I go back and I start talking to people and they ask, okay, ¿quién conoces? Who do you know that does security? You can rest assured you're the first point, you
Aw.
know, and no, and I'm serious. It's what it is. That's because I come across all different professionals, all
Yeah.
different individuals on a daily basis. Even when I get one of the lenders, mortgage or realtors referring me somebody, that's somebody else I'm meeting. And that
Yeah.
person that, you know, has their own thing and what do they do? So we build that. That's what networking is it's meshing, is
Yeah.
intertwining. We're building something,
And you
and
said
you
it.
can
You're a
have a house
connector.
without a strong foundation. So
And she sure does, guys. And she mentioned it. She's a connector. So I can't wait to get plugged into your whole network. And honestly, para mí fue un honor teniéndote aquí. It's been so much fun, guys. I can't believe it's been an hour
honors
already.
mine,
Like,
yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. But I know we're busy women. I know we got places to go and things to do, guys. Recuerden que el día de hoy estaban on the Down and Rail with the CEO Diva, and you have officially made Think Maritza. So make sure y'all go check her out. Unas últimas palabras or shout outs that you would like to give.
So, first of all, thank
Oh,
you. Because interesting enough, we were just talking about the fact that we were Facebook friends, and we never really had a conversation per se before. We're getting to know each other now, and then we crossed paths where we first met at Girl Get Up Again podcast, and that was a connection. I was so impressed with her that I said, "Oh, I gotta look her up. I gotta find her." And then I'm like, "Ah, she's my friend already." So I sent her a message and I said, "Hey, you know, it was really nice to meet you. I didn't realize we're already friends." And she said, "Oh my God, yes. And I would love to have you on my podcast."
yes, yes.
So thank you, because I am humbly honored that you took the time to allow me to get people to know me a little bit more. Maritza, the brand, the person, the girl, the whoever, above all, insurance agent, educator, whatever you want to call me, motivator. But I don't come along. I has taken a troop, they say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it's the same sense here. You know, I've had from my family members, my sister, my mom, you know, to people I've crossed, Janie, Tina from Experience Title. If you need your closing done, you do it
There
with
you
her.
go.
Ross Booker, she is with Arbrook Realty and Arbrook Cares. Stephanie Ilba, I believe she's doing floors as well. You know, or I saw something about floors. So, you know, all these people, there's so many people that I could sit here and go down the road, you know, my company for allowing me the flexibility to be able to do this. You know, my networks, Inner Circle, Brokers, the Leads, my gosh, you name it. You mentioned your gift for Valentine's, a Mercedes. Well, my Mercedes for allowing me to get here. You know, Mercedes brand. You know, it's just
Yeah.
no,
Shout
seriously.
out.
No, in all seriousness, it's been a pleasure. I've been humbled. I opened up even more the one piece where I was that girl. Nobody knew that. Now y'all know. Yeah, you know, you said you pay for my funeral. My
Yeah.
mom kills me,
I
but
know.
no. So seriously, guys,
Nice.
if you need anything as far as like insurance, feel free to contact me. My cell phone number is
Yeah.
214-469-6856, and I can be found online, Facebook, Instagram, X now. What's the other TikTok and the other one that came off?
TikTok,
Threads.
Threads.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, off of
So,
Instagram. Yeah,
yeah. So
I forget about them because I have it linked up. Ah, okay. We had over 60,000 or 70,000. What is that? 660.
Oh,
So
wow.
over 60,000 people are viewing the show, guys. So
Amen
thank you
to
so
that.
much.
Qué
Oh. Yeah, she is single, guys, but much love. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, you vibe with people. And I love this. I am so grateful. Este has been a beautiful show, guys. And we've been in Radio Metroplex. It's always going live here in Arlington, Texas, in the entertainment district. And guys, make sure y'all stay tuned for the next episode of the Down and Real Show with the CEO Diva. Los quiero mucho. Se me cuidan. And see you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
How can I compare thee when no one ever could come close? Look around, but I can't see. That is usually just how it goes.
La base de datos de virus ha sido actualizada.
Bienvenidas. Comenzamos.
Radio Metroplex.
Presentando.
Radio Metroplex.
La mejor programación. En vivo. Desde Arlington, Texas. La capital del deporte.